The Learn Dota 2 League Season 20, Week 4. Today we're taking another look at possibly gay Dragonet, the Tallballz team, taking on the Knights who say GG, the Hero N team. Last time, a lot of stuff happened, which is why that was a 45-minute game with a 90-minute long cast. Let's see what happens this time.
Alright, budget ban for that case.
Yep, just the exact same banning, and I think that's the right call. I think you just get rid of the Rubik too, right? Like, my god, that was such... that was just such a big pain in the ass for them. In a game where the rest of the game was more competitive around that Rubik, right? In a game where they didn't have the major draft deficit. Banning out the OD, I think, is a mistake. The OD just balled that game because there was nothing picked on the enemy team to deal with it. It's a binary hero. Anyway, in a more balanced game, I think, the Rubik would have been able to be the deciding factor that pushed the edge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tilted the scale.
Yeah, he didn't really get to play Dota.
Yeah, what he played in not Dota was very good looking. But
Dazzle ban, I love this ban. I think that's I would have banned Dazzle after seeing that.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
Oh, excuse me, that's for sure.
Yeah, I don't know if you need to ban the OD first phase. I don't know if they're gonna first pick an OD.
Yeah.
No. Like I said, the only reason it balled is because it was just in such a good spot.
Undying, nice. I'm curious if Knights who say GG don't have Undying in their repertoire, because they are first pick, and I would rather have Undying first pick.
Yeah, they've been running like Hero N on Undying sometimes.
10 seconds.
Think if I'm Knights who say GG, I'm just picking the Rubik here maybe? No, they're picking the Warlock here. They wanna run that again. Yeah. Makes sense. Well, Fortkins had a couple of misses, but for the most part, felt very good on it that game. Getting responded to with the Clockwork. That's an interesting.
Nice.
Pick up it there.
I haven't seen this hero in forever.
Yeah, but I like it.
Oh, there's my swear for this.
Please eat the chainmail. Please get the chainmail. I know the chainmail eater facet sucks, but it's funny.
Against Warlock, Clockwork is again very good. You can always just isolate him and kill him.
Yep, just a very nice hero to be able to do that. A very nice hero to be able to keep recon on where he is too. That's one of the things about Warlock is that it's often pretty hard to parse where he is. He stays pretty far behind his pack. All of his cast ranges are very long. He can very easily like hide in trees, hide in smoke. Clockwork can do recon on most of those things at least.
Yeah.
Ban the Rubik.
So what is
right play?
I mean, maybe does Dark Ace play this hero?
It's probably going to be Dark Ace Clock. I've seen him run it a few times. But...
I guess we'll see. I don't think they have to decide right now.
Yeah.
We can see how the draft goes.
At the very least, banning out the Rubik, I think was the right play. They're not going to pick it. I think they could have definitely just picked it and run it themselves on Dragon, but Whimsical Dragon.
Okay. I like Clockwork and Underlord pairing a lot more, and this is where Axe. They stole the Axe. Okay.
You're picking that very early.
Yeah.
I would not like to lane Clock with Axe, if I'm being honest.
It's ironic because I kind of hate the Clockwork Pit Lord combo. Because after lane phase ends, it gets pretty difficult to like. Because Clockwork is usually going to be having something of a mini fight of his own. It's going to be hard to maintain the combo going, whereas Rubik and Pit Lord are going to be able to work together for the whole game if they actually like do it, you know.
Yeah. I think also the part of it, in my opinion, is Clockwork covers a lot of weaknesses that Underlord has. Like, you don't have initiation, you want to be in the fight with your ult after, so Clockwork can go in and you can bring your team later, and then of course the QW combo.
There you go.
It also
Well,
gives
if you're talking about in the late game, I think that like Clockwork and Axe is fine still because you have two completely different targets at pretty much all stages of the game.
Yeah.
With few exceptions that are like smoke ganks.
Yeah, it's going to be a very bad lane, but I think it makes a lot more sense as the game goes on.
Yeah, I don't like the lane.
Axe takes the heat, phase first. Axe takes the brunt of the punishment. Clockwork takes like the flanks, right? The guys who are not in the call, the Clockwork.
Ogre Magi. I see.
Shoutouts to Lu Lin, 2176, only 100 years away.
So
151 years away.
The ogre pick makes
10 seconds
clockwork a
remaining.
little awkward, I think, because you don't want to run it in top
5
and
seconds
bottom.
remaining.
So the way I think about axe right now is you rely on stacks heavily, and clockwork is not somebody who can stack easily unless you use rocket flare,
Yeah, you got
which I
flare.
think is less ideal. Not ideal. Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
ideal. No, you're
Yeah.
you're correct. Yes. Is this a core ogre? It feels really weird to pick a 4 ogre after picking warlock.
Warlock, yeah.
When they've picked a core as well, this feels strange. Is this a core ogre? I know Whimsy
I mean, they got a
ogre.
second they got a second pick here, so it does make more sense when you look at it in that vacuum.
They're just picking a lane instead. That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm quite a big fan personally of just sort of insta-locking a carry whenever I pick warlock.
Radiant team pick.
I don't know if that's good or not.
Centaur, Grey. I think Centaur is never a bad pick, but I think this clock is a bit annoying. Axe is also a bit annoying.
Yeah. A0 incoming. Okay, here it
10
is.
seconds remaining.
He's gonna evade the Rubik ban. It's just gonna be like Rubik wearing one of those masks the spy wears
No,
in TF2.
Rubik is banned. They banned just
No, it's like I said,
right?
he's evading the ban. It's like
I
it's gonna
see.
be like not Rubik, and it's just like Rubik wearing a paper plate face mask.
I see. What other heroes does he play? Wind Ranger?
We're about to find out. Yeah, plays the Windrunner sometimes. He made I think it was you, Dusty, made him very, very mad
Radiant
with that
team
Windrunner
pick.
in the All-Star game last
Disruptor?
season.
Yeah, Wind Ranger. I would have liked Disruptor here, I think.
Yeah, he
But
did kind of
Wind
ruin my
Ranger.
game.
Yeah, that was the Dusty Storm Spirit, and he pissed you off.
He did piss me off. He did piss me off.
You were mad in chat.
It's an
10
amazing puck
seconds
game, no?
remaining.
I guess you
Oh.
don't see your matchup.
5
For what-
seconds
for what?
remaining.
What team? The
For
Radiant?
the top. Yeah, Radiant. You
It's pretty good puck
can
game.
stop. Yes, you can
I
stop.
don't know. Like
Centaur.
I don't know. It feels the thing with puck though, like picking puck here, just feels really weird to me because like
Yeah.
your damage isn't really good against any of these heroes because the warlock's going to buy glimmer and it's ogre centaur, and like yeah, you do good control,
Dire
but like
team
it's not
pick.
great.
And I think
Yeah.
I think maybe
That's a better pick.
yeah,
Like
as
Spirit
importantly
Knight.
as a control is to say you already
I like
do have a
Timber.
lot of control. You already do. You like the Clockwork is a really big anti-Centaur ult guy. The Axe is a pretty big anti-Centaur ult guy. Even the Windrunner has a
10
pretty
seconds remaining.
solid ability to control the Centaur ult, I think. So
5
picking,
seconds remaining.
I think you can say unless there's like more evasive type heroes coming out of the Dire, I think you can kind of say case closed on that for now.
See the mid Rubik from Blue Jay. That would be super. I guess into clock and axe is not great, right? No mind. Lifestealer.
Dire team ban.
Necro, huh?
Oh, mid Necro. Uh,
Can't lie, I think this is a very bad necro game.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
about to
I
say.
think you've just given Lifestealer an incentive to skip Radiance by Nullifier and roll you.
10 seconds.
Yeah. Does he even
Which
need
I
to?
think is
He can just totally not care
Maybe
about you and
not.
demolish all 3 other guys you've got on the board right
Radiant
now, and I
team
don't know
back.
what you're picking pause 1 that's going to change that, frankly.
So far, it's a free Lifestealer game.
Yeah. He doesn't need to buy no Noli for you. He can do whatever he wants. He doesn't care about you. He hits Q. You do no damage.
true and real.
10
Yeah, I don't really know what you
seconds
pick
remaining.
here because you don't even have a last overall on the Dire. So unless I think maybe this
5
is
seconds remaining.
this a
I think-
comfort Blue Jay hero? Is that
Probably.
a thing?
Probably, I don't
Okay.
know.
Maybe. I think Dusa is still good, but it's a bit greedy.
With the Dire, yeah, it's a good Deucer game. Yeah, I don't like the lane though. I'm thinking.
No,
melee
yeah, the
carry.
lane's gonna be bad because you got a Warlock on it, and that is like one of the few bad Warlock
Really
pairings.
anti-synergy, yeah. Yeah.
It's gonna be
Radiant
Clock
team
Dusa,
ban.
right? Clock Dusa lane is not that bad, is it?
No, it's gonna be Clock Axe lane into Dusa, and
Oh,
confusingly
is it
Dusa-
Oh,
Case
are you
five?
talking about? Sorry, are you talking about Deucer for the Radiant? I was talking about Deucer for the Dire.
I think Dusa at the bottom with Necrophos.
Yeah. So you're
Oh no, no,
you're
man.
laning with the
Clock
Warlock.
Yeah, you're laning with the Warlock.
Yeah.
That's not good.
5 seconds.
But you
I
can
don't
swap, no?
like it.
Ogre does a lane, and then Warlock goes with Centaur.
You
That's
could.
not great either.
Warlock Centaur.
Yeah, that's not great
Centaur.
either.
What the hell is that?
Zero kill pressure is going to feed the Lifesteal, so I don't think you can do that either. Well, the Lifesteal is going to be A-okay no matter what, because he's going to own the Centaur, and he owns both of these supports, so he should have a pretty fun time at top no matter what happens.
Axe makes all of the heroes a little difficult to play, like something
Yeah.
like Juggernaut,
5
PA.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, it's like
Uh,
you want to pick a melee, like you want to pick some like melee hyper carry here, but they have an axe.
Yeah.
Muerta would have been nice.
Mierta
to be
would have
fair.
been great, yeah.
The really sad
I
thing
don't know,
is even
really,
if you did pick
little
up the Deucey
plays.
here, they would still have an opportunity to respond to it with the mid pick, and that is
10 seconds.
probably, if it's
remaining.
pool again, that is their strongest player
TA.
that's going to be getting you.
5
Isn't this a
seconds
very good
remaining.
TA game? Actually.
TA?
TA is nice. I think you can play.
There's so many mids that get rid of her, though. That's the biggest problem.
I think you can play Luna here as well.
Oh, yeah.
Radiant team pick.
They're going to pick
DK.
DK. My
Uh,
God, it's
yeah.
like they.
I-
This was an awesome Lifestealer game, and they're just like, no, better. Every pick we make it even better, baby.
Yeah, Warlock
Well,
DK
I mean,
lane is also...
if you go the Frost
10 seconds.
and
remaining.
you have a Necro,
5 seconds.
you could.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe they're cooking.
If
Maybe they're
you
cooking.
use Frost and get the Necro, then Lifestealer hits Q and literally doesn't have either of those affecting him anymore, and he just goes back to full every time he hits you.
Well, you buy Basher or you drop
There
the rock
you
on
go.
him. There.
There you go. They have, like, their damage on
I-
Dire is so bad. Like, it is just all the Necro. That is
Don't
all
have
the
good
damage they have on the whole
damage,
team.
Monkey...
No, they have a lot of
Kind-
slow overtime damage against a Lifestealer and an
Yeah.
Axe.
Yeah.
I
I mean, the good news is that Dark Ace is going to have a horrible Windrunner game. They're going to go for the
Puck,
puck
yeah.
after all.
Oh,
Okay.
do pick Puck.
It's
Good
not.
call, Midget. Yeah, it is a good Puck game.
It's
Yeah.
going to be Tallballz
Major
fuck.
puck game.
Oh my god.
It's the lane is a bit sus. If it's
I've seen
low,
Tallballz play this before.
Yeah.
It is a little bit sus, I think.
No, it's going to be puck
Ah,
versus
I mean,
Necro.
it's Blue Jay. No, it's better. Actually, I thought it was DK mid. No. Yeah. Lane is fine.
No,
It's a pretty
pos-
good puck game.
If in the pool doesn't, this looks like it is going to be Flame City for the poor Tallballz team. If they don't win this one for me, this looks so impossible for the Dire. I don't know what the hell you do.
Yeah.
It is.
I
It
think
does look tough. I can't lie. Like, I think you do have good steroids for this DK carry to like come online, but I don't know. Like the axe into DK as well feels kind of fine. I'm not enthused about that. If I'm the axe, at least. But yeah, this Lifestealers game is insane.
Yeah.
He should be solo carrying this, I think.
Yeah, this is a 1v9 Lifestealer game. It's just everything you dream about in this Lifestealer game. You know, what about the puck? What does the puck do here? Right? Like, you know, earlier we were talking
Well-
about the puck purely in the capacity of, like, being Lee Shiro, being a hero to ruin the Centaur ult. And in that capacity, like I said, it's pretty redundant. It doesn't add that much. But, like, puck
It
in the
is pretty-
capacity of everything else puck does, though, in this
You
game.
basically just like your lineup. If you're the Radiant, is just
Prepare
you're
for
waiting
battle.
for Lifestealer to be able to end the game. Right, this
Yeah.
Lifestealer
Yeah.
needs to hit throne. So having like kill shot plus axe plus hook shot plus puck gives you a lot of ways to do things
I mean,
without the Lifestealer
I
or
just-
to get the Lifestealer online. And you do still have it's another good Lifestealer vessel as well.
I just want to say this as well, right? This is the castiest team ever on the Dire. Their pause one has to cast skills or he's not a hero. I mean, if Puck gets this guy at a silence at a weird time, he doesn't have this ready. When the silence happens, this guy's dead. Okay, dies having done nothing. So he's going to have like BKB or Manta just for that. This guy is a range creep if he can't cast skills. This guy can lose a whole team fight if he gets silenced at a bad time. These two supports are range creeps when they get silenced. Like the Puck silence here, you know, as weird as it is to say, it's a very simple ability.
It should be a free puck game.
Yeah.
Like they cannot like
Yeah,
you need
it's a free
blink
puck game.
blink DK stun, and it's not gonna be until 30 minutes. Speaking
Yeah.
of 30 minutes, Blue Jay has all of his first 30 minutes items queued, by the way.
The 5-year plan.
Yeah.
I like everybody walking up to Whimsical Dragon to look at him in jail and not actually save him. Like everyone just walked up to those gears and was like, "Sorry, brother, call me when you get out of the Hooskow." Oh. But this feels good for the thing that does worry me a little bit is Tallballz is a non-mid main at mid against well, let's just say like this, in most cases I think I'm going to favor Blue Jay winning this lane, right? Like the two gray blobs version of this matchup,
Yeah,
Blue Jay
there's
is going to win.
There is a little bit of a skill issue in this matchup, which is unfortunate for Tallballz because it is a very good puck game.
That's the only question mark. I feel
but
like
also
is.
fortunate for Tallballz.
Okay, so
it is a very good puck game.
My first ever or second ever team in LD2L, I was on Tallballz
Yep,
team.
Tupac
He was
with
Tupac.
the mid Tallballz, and it was
Yes,
a little rough.
he would pick so much puck. He's like very comfortable on this hero.
Yep.
So.
Question: how did that team do? How many wins did you get against teams that didn't literally FF again? I'm just out of curiosity.
I don't remember, but we had a good stack. We had fun. Like I had a bunch of good people who had like nice vibes. So all of us were like on the older side, so we didn't have rage issues and stuff. It was good.
The crufty old guy team is.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I had fun.
What season did we play together, Midget?
I was.
I think.
No, that was 15, I think.
Yeah, I took like a year-long break before coming back, I think, after my Tallballz team. So I don't remember.
The good news for the Dire is that even though they're at this massive draft disadvantage, well, they're in Modern Dota 2, so it doesn't really mean that much to begin with, but even though they have this massive draft disadvantage, they're right now winning on creeps in all 3 lanes by pretty considerable margins. The Necro up 6, 3 denies.
I think if you just don't lose lanes, like, you can do anything.
There you go.
Like, it's modern Dota, like you said. There's creeps everywhere.
Yep. I mean, that is kind of the issue on the other side, is that if they do win these lanes, if Dire does win lanes, and it's not like a complete blowout, then Radiant does have a massive map to farm with good heroes for traversing it, so... you can't really choke the Radiant out this game unless they let you do it.
Yeah, these lanes do just seem very farm... Well, they are very farm heavy. Which is not great for the Radiant.
Okay,
but...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
It's still early.
Yeah. I think the supports are just making these lanes what they are not supposed to be. Like the clock should have pulled there. He instead prioritized the Lotus, and then again top, same thing. Whimsical pulled. Now this is too late of a pull because it's again gonna push into it. It's just these small things you have to take care of as a support, you know.
Pretty much as Midget was kind of alluding to there, pretty much just completely canceled that pull. Yeah. And then just pulls away himself. That's kind of funny. And
yeah.
it doesn't work his life stealers here. Sad. Fortkin's in here. Oh my god.
He's caught, he should die. Nice.
It's a good use of the Centaur Stomp there to keep the Warlock alive. There is one thing going for the Warlock here.
Away with
Not the Warlock, going for the Dire offlane in general. specifically Centaur though, it is. This Centaur Lifestealer lane's a lot less unplayable than it used to be because you can't level you can't level up your innate in lane. You can't level up your feast in lane anymore, right? That's gone. If he was, you know, maxing feast, then this lane would be unplayable.
Yeah, I remember when this was horrible. This lane, like you could never do this, for example.
Yeah.
You still
I
kind
think
of
you're dead anyway.
maybe. Oh my god!
Nice.
Wow. That's
Even
the
Warlock.
Warlock.
Holy!
Warlock diff. What can you do?
And
did he?
They did swap the lanes. No, they didn't swap the lanes. It was just never 5. It was just for Watkins. He was for the last game too. Oh no, that's not true.
No, they swapped
did
lanes.
swap the
Yeah,
lanes,
they
so.
swapped lanes. Yeah.
Interesting.
Did he go horsepower on Centaur?
Did he go?
I didn't see.
Yes, he did.
He did.
He did.
Okay.
I don't.
This is.
I still have yet to see a Centaur pick the other innate. To be honest with you.
So again, Lifestealer, you consider the other innate because you can out damage him sometimes and just win the lane. It's wild.
In fairness, I don't think you necessarily care about the lane as Lifestealer this game. This is so free for you that even if the lane goes like this, like he's still only 3 last hits down, right? Like taking the death was bad, but it's nothing even close to irrevocable.
Yeah, you kind of caught yourself out a little bit.
You're floating a lot of cash. Probably looking for Vanguard here early, if I'm guessing, which wouldn't be a bad investment. Well, actually, maybe it would, because you're not really...
I quite like Blade Mail. Oh,
Yeah.
ace.
But he is going to be going for the Vanguard here. I think I would prefer the... oh, goodbye, Lon.
Oh,
What a shot! This one's insane. This guy is cracked.
Go.
He's cracked.
Very nice. This is a lane that I thought would have the hardest time, so they're the only one with a kill right now. Awesome. But, yeah, because the Halberd is useless. The Lifestealer doesn't care about that literally at all.
Yeah, it doesn't really do anything for anyone else. I guess the win, but it's a support win, so like.
Yeah, not a well, it's, you know, the way you build the puck is you do the weird auto attacks. But the problem is that by the time puck right click means anything to you, it'll be so long into the game that the Crimson Garb will have just been completely scaled out. I mean, nothing. So.
Yeah.
Oh, puck is getting smoked. 40-16.
Yeah. Blue Jay is as I said earlier, Blue Jay is running away with this lane.
Yeah.
That is, I think, the problem with picking puck into these kind of farmers in the mid lane.
Well, I think the key thing here, people get a little adrenaline push play on your heroes. Well, there you go. I think the key issue is, unfortunately, it's going to be like not only is Tallballz not like a mid main, he hasn't really played mid, not to my knowledge, since the 2-buck season. So. Okay, this is just a simple situation
just
here.
ran top.
Yep. Just walked
Blue
right into the
Jay's
lane.
gonna go
Oh
with
no,
ice.
cast it on the wind!
Why?
Double kill.
Oh,
That
was it?
double kill.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe. I could definitely see why you want to do the safe play. Plus, I think, yeah, she was out of the Reaper's side. For
Yeah, no, I would have
anyway,
done I would have done exactly the same thing, but.
So
The
this
bull looking for the
Watkins-
kill on the Warlock isn't quite good. I think if you want to run this lane more aggressively on the Lifestealer here, you gotta have this bad boy.
Oof.
Watkins is being super annoying.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Puck
nice
here. Coil on 2 is going to guaranteed kill the. Oh, this is kind of bad
Oh,
actually.
another one.
If he-
Let's
yeah,
go.
this guy has no mana. He's dead here, I think.
No, he's not. Everyone's gonna walk away because they don't want to take
no
the tower
wave.
damage. There's no wave. It's back here. That's unfortunate.
Yeah,
That is
unfortunate.
unfortunate. A nice attempt.
Heads up play from Heroine to back off into the tower range there as well. Like he was walking away, then he was gonna get caught by Clock, and then he just backed out to the tower, realizing there's a wave coming.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Blue Jay takes mid T1. There's been rotations by the mid to the side lanes on both accounts. I think I would have liked to see at least one rotation from the supports to the mid for the Blue Jay here. He has to know it's not going well. I mean, what's the levels look like? It's level 7 to level 8. It is a full level difference, and now he's just gone top again.
Another rotation.
Oh.
Bucky is in with a good silence, but is 1v3 and is like about to die. That isn't good.
He's doing it again. Yeah, I think Blue Jay might just run away with this game.
Yeah, I was about to
could.
say that was one of the zeros. Yeah.
Yeah. He has the
He has relic
ready.
10-minute relic.
It's 10 minutes.
Kind of unfortunate. What are you gonna do?
Whoa. Okay, we're a little bit deep here now, gang.
Yeah, they're gonna catch the Dragonet again.
Nice call. ITP sleeping in, but he's on half HP. Oh, okay, never mind.
You don't have the right skills for this. Yeah, that's unfortunate. If they had the hook shot on the clockwork already,
nice
then that was that, but...
OTP here. Life
This Centaur's really hit a lot of creeps.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. If you look
Look
at the
at
net
the
worth
tower,
chart,
speed waves,
it is a linear advantage, just favoring the Dire all the way. By about
As we went Vanguard play, man. Okay.
by about 1,000 gold for most of the direct matchups. Except for the DK who's struggling. DK and Lifesteal are basically tied.
Oh.
Not
I
like
see.
he matters at all this game. This is the Necro show.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
I don't know. I think
Necro.
this Necro doesn't hit buildings, so like you do need somebody to hit buildings. So it's good that the Centaur and the DK less so, but will do. Keep pace.
I think the network diff might just determine, despite this being a very good game for Radiant.
Yep.
It's
I
good
mean, that's
looking rough.
almost the story of the season is like one team has a massive draft advantage and the execution on it is just not really good. I think it's pretty frequent. I think it's honestly the most common reason is that a team doesn't realize they have the upside and just, okay.
Oh my, that's a huge kill.
That is a huge kill.
Never mind, we do a little bit of trolling.
And Cooper gets the hook shot from that to parlay the kill on the Warlock, who is very... Okay, I was gonna say he was very kindly going to donate the golem to Lifestealer here, but it's going to be a little bit more complex than that. With the extra mana, I think he could do it, but he doesn't wanna risk it anymore.
Can we look at how Necro died, by the way?
Nice to get to your
that should not have happened in my
far up, like I think he was just diving. Yeah, look, they were just looking for a kill under vision.
Oh, I see.
Oh, he's got haste. He gets into the.
Haste of feed. I see.
Yeah, I hadn't finished his radiance either.
Yeah.
It's gonna give this Slash Killer time to catch up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something you really don't want that to happen this game. This is a game where you would prefer to see Blue Jay end it with a 0 and his death columns, I think. Because it's still a very scary... Like, I was about to start saying even before that was happening, even though it looks really bad right now, just the draft disparity is... The draft disparity is really to the point where until the Dire win the game, it's, like, not over, if that makes sense. And the reverse is not necessarily true. You can definitely get to the point where it will take an explicit throw from the Radiant to lose a game, if they start getting ahead.
I can't hear Anani.
It's okay, it's just Discord being bad with Dota.
We back.
Hookshot here is going to get the DK. This poor bastard, he's just having such a bad game. They're going to get out of it with the Centaur. All the wrong people were here to deal with that.
Good spell.
Plus, they kind of used the wrong gear for that, so kind of gave him away. Necro's going to finish his Radiance. Going to finish it well in advance of the Lifestealer.
13-minute Radiance. Brown Boots Radiance.
Yep.
Yeah, he's still got a 13-minute Radiance despite the little bit of trolling.
Yeah. Lifesteal is not
to
doing too bad. I think he should cover up later on.
Radiant's top tower is under
Going
I don't know, you just
to
kinda
fight
need
with
to-
Centaur in this camp. My
Yeah,
brother in
just go farm.
Christ, where is your boots? DK's gonna finish Maelstrom.
Radiant's top
So even
tower
DK,
has
who's
fallen.
like down pretty badly earlier
middle
on,
tower
is
is
actually gonna
under
get his
attack.
farming item before the Lifestealer does. I think this
I
is
like
a.
this Death Ball LotR
Yeah.
I think this
that
is
the Blue Jay team are playing.
a situation where we really did just need some thing to help him out in lane. I think this would have been the cure for his ults. I think this is like 2 or 3 kills for him.
Yeah,
to
I don't know
zero.
how Lifesteal is like one of the only carries I play, and I don't know how I feel about a Naked Radiance, because sometimes it feels really good, and sometimes it griefs the game.
I think this game is fine. He doesn't want to fight. He just wants to keep pace, get to a place where he can 1v9.
Like, he's not far off, to be fair.
Yeah.
Like, he's at 3,100, so...
Yep. Which means he's almost to the Sacred Relic alone.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, it's just, like, unfortunate that you lost your lane this hard and the Centaur's this big, because it does
Yeah.
just close out a lot of the map. Like, if I'm the Centaur, I want to be farming this Lifesteal's Ancients
Yep.
as well. Like...
Well, if you're Blue Jay, you also want to be farming his camps here.
Yeah, this is rough as well. You've got the Necro in your jungle too. Like, you don't have a lot of space.
Yeah,
This is a right play just shutting him out. It's a much better Lifestealer game than it is a game
Oh,
for
nice
himself,
hook shot.
but The
Nice hook
Radiant
shot,
is
that's
going to
That's a
What?
very nice pick.
Was
make...
he on a warding mission or something?
Yeah, well, he's on a warding
No, he
mission
was
and
just
he's
behind
trying
his
to
doors.
accompany his team here.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Power is just going to walk right into everybody and die immediately to follow up. Or really? Just for Power? Are you sure? Really?
Oh my
Just
god.
for Power?
Let's
Are
go.
you sure? You better at least
surely
kill him.
don't-
Okay.
He's
Yeah,
still
don't
going.
worry.
Okay, right. That is so incredibly worth. That hurts
Yeah.
though.
Unfortunately,
guy.
that did cause the death of the Axe in the top lane just by total accident there. Poor Big Boiler Croy on a bad
Yeah.
game, which isn't surprising because this is a terrible Axe game.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
There is one thing
Yeah, one
that's
of the
going on.
consequences of picking Axe early.
Radiant's
He's had a
Yeah.
bad lane to play into. He doesn't really have much of a future. He's probably going to be pretty much just a call machine in this
Dire's
game.
structures are fortified.
I think that's a pretty good way to play Axe.
Yeah, it's just one of these situations where it's like, you would really prefer to be the guy who runs around and shreds people with the Call the Blade Mail, the Battle Hunger melting. But this is not one of those games. This is one of those games where you tee up kills for other people. Oh, this ain't a bad
Yeah,
one
that's
to be
fine,
playing.
like-
Well,
Like, if I'm laning with Axe there, I would be prioritizing stacks. And this is like a lot of people forget, even at high MMR, that Axe depends heavily on the stacks. When lanes don't go well.
the Blue Jay getting a little hammered here, but they're not going to be able to get him. Not with the 3v, well, the 2v3 going on here. This is some classic weird play. You basically got 2 different games going on at once right now. You've got a 3v2 in bot, a 3v2 at top. Somebody just TP'd mid? What is this, Mr. Watkins? What do you expect to do here? Power does not realize that he is in
farming.
vision. I think it probably would have been better to not do anything and let him, like, pretend you can't see him.
Oh, the in the pool is coming. Does he have radiance?
Oh
He just died.
no.
He doesn't have radiance. That is painful.
He just walked into 3 guys for no reason. You had to know they've been here for 10 minutes, my guy. Oh no. That ain't
I
good.
think now maybe Power asked for something. Maybe somebody asked. That looked like miscommunication, if you ask
Could
me.
be,
Yeah, I think so.
Somebody wanted to go and he was like ready to go, but didn't come.
Is under
You
attack.
guys.
Yeah, nobody else is
Alright, we need-
actually. There's
Yeah,
one of
yeah.
those situations where
Okay.
somebody says, let's go, and is waiting for everybody else to go.
Yeah, yeah. It just happens. It's fine.
Radiant's bottom
Well, it's fine in like a moral perspective. It might not be fine in the context of the game, but hey.
Yeah, yeah.
Centaur
Yeah,
gets
they're a
pretty
little bit
hammered. This is a
overextended
pretty
here.
good,
That's
pretty good ult from the Warlock here. Not
Nice
again.
and fair. That was blink reveal.
Yeah.
Oh no, baby, that's 2 kills off of this.
Oof, that one hurts.
6
Oh,
to
so
12,
they wanted to fight with Axe
Radiant's
Blink
bottom tower
is
is
what
under attack.
this all is.
Yep. I don't know why they did. It's not a power spike in this game, not at all. Even in the capacity of like calling people, like even being a call machine doesn't really help you out that much this game, really. You don't have that. You don't have anything like to follow up the call. Like couldn't just like.
Not to take like not to take this like big team fight into rock and stuff. You're looking to like call somebody and win ranger ult.
Okay, pop quiz. Why do people call it rock? I've never understood that.
You're just dropping the rock.
It doesn't even look like a rock.
Oh, nice call.
Well, on the
First,
warlock,
almost
on
perfect.
the centaur, but there's 0 follow-up. Nobody.
No follow-up.
After getting burned so badly in the last 2 fights, nobody really wants to take anything.
Okay, in the pool is here.
In the pool, like thinks about doing something. Look at this. This is like what I was wondering about with the heroin team the first couple of weeks. You have in the pool he goes, in this fight he goes out of this fight, in the fight out. You got the Axe and the Clockwork. Axe comes in, gets a big call, then he leaves. Clockwork gets a big hook, and then he like pursues the hook. You see what I mean when I'm talking about like the communication thing here? Like that looked really bad. That looked like nobody had a plan. Nobody was talking.
Yeah. Also, if I'm lifestealer here, I would just complete my radiance, no care team,
He already has his
and then come to
Radiance.
fight.
Yeah, I think
We
we
joined to 3 fights with just relic, which is just
Like
not
we're
okay.
we're hitting power spikes and everyone wants to fight because of that. But like
Yeah.
I don't know, like you can't. Like all 3 of their callers are at 10k at 20 minutes, and
One of your cores is at
That's not-
5k.
yeah, like you guys need to be ricing and playing to hold high ground and stuff.
They're using, this is a really
Oh,
big
nice one.
ult. Centaur ult, kind of a snafu here. And the pool is
Oh, the
in.
puck is dying.
Pool.
DK's low though.
No. Doesn't
No,
matter if
they're not
DK,
even
okay,
gonna
that
get
could have been awesome, but doesn't matter if DK is low here. Oh no, the whiff culling blade, at least he gets somebody
Oh, drop.
for
Ah,
3.
he's got no fest.
That would have been worth it if the Lifestealer didn't die.
They infested in for that fight, I think.
Yeah, they did. You know this game is really competitive when this is a 3-for-1 trade and the gold difference is like 400.
Radiant's top tower is
Yeah.
under attack.
Not looking good.
Drop one. And I think this one they should be able to close out sooner than last one. They have building hitters this
Is
time.
under attack.
Yeah, you have more to end the
Is
game.
under attack.
Yeah.
Dire's structures are fortified.
If they don't, then you know.
Here's the real question. I think this is worth asking, right? Because I vaguely mentioned this earlier on. Does In the Pool know that this is a 1v9 Lifestealer game? Because he's playing like this is some kind of desperate defense where he needs to be at every fight or the team's gonna collapse.
I don't know. Maybe we read this wrong, and they just have too much in the lanes for this life to get off the ground.
I don't think so, because he didn't really lose the lane. He came out doing just fine. The problem is
He did
that
lose the lane.
He
Like,
lost the lane, yeah.
He didn't get stomped out of the lane, but he lost that lane in terms of like gold and XP.
So
it's a
So,
centaur.
like-
What does it really matter? That's my question. This guy doesn't do anything with money.
what was happening bottom was the warlock had stacked the big camp and he kept constantly chain pulling. If you remember, in the pool even tipped warlock in the lane. Because the warlock was just losing him the lane he's not supposed to lose. And this again goes back to the support matchup. That should not have been allowed if I am the support there.
In fairness, with more investment from In the Pool in the lane, he doesn't lose anyway. But either way,
I think maybe you just need to go some like early game build and fight with your team.
I don't even think you need an early game build. I think you just need like one more item to just like stomp out the lane. Because there's just so many times these guys got
Just
90% of the
corrosion,
kills.
yeah.
Like even just the snowball, I think, and this is like a definitive win for these guys. But even if you lose a lane, like I think even the way the lane came out, I mean, he's been in almost every fight, and he has no business there. He has such a good team. Because the other two, like, the puck got completely shit-stomped. It didn't go well for the Axe either, who kind of got dragged down by the magnitude of the puck's loss in mid. Because really, the Axe in Clockwork versus DK and Ogre Lane was going fine for the Axe in the Clockwork until the Necro got to go up there 2 times in a row and just squash him like a bug. Like, I think really, it is just a simple case of, like, he doesn't realize what a massive advantage he has. He comes out of lane fine, and then, like, puts an anchor on himself, trying to scrape a game out of his team, but they don't need this. I mean, like, look how annoying of an uphill team this is. I mean, I know you've got the DK, but it's 24 minutes. You're not going to end at 24 minutes if the team is playing defensively.
No, I don't know.
I think this
I don't
one
know.
is...
DK, you have DK Bloodlust and like Warlock. I think they could end this game at 25 minutes. Like not actually.
They can if it's a 17k net worth league.
They could.
They couldn't if the team was just like giving ground and fights. If they were just not taking things early, you know, not because they really fed into Blue Jay's power spike, and that was like the biggest power spike he's gonna have this game is coming out of lane, having the Radiance, right? They fed very badly into it. They let this guy get about 1 million kills. I don't think they had to. I think they could have just been completely defensive, let the Dire like hit as many buildings on the outer towers as they wanted, because they're not going uphill into the puck orb, they're not going uphill into the power shot, they're not getting uphill into the flare, not in the cogs. I mean, they got so much stuff to just delay game, unless the DK gets to go 4-1 and 7 and just have all the space that he wants, you know.
I mean, I don't know. I think this kind of just has been the Blue Jay show. Like, like this game is shaping up to be in last game as well. Like, I think all 3 cores have a game, but like Blue Jays just run away with both of these games, really.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like this is the Blue Jay show, and I think this is not. I think you know you two might agree with it. This is not a great Necro game. This was a Blue Jay show that was given to him, and he did take it, and that does take a degree of skill. He got this show because he won the lane, because he outplayed the...
He made those rotations, Necro is typically not a hero you rotate with.
Even if the rotations were rotations that, on paper, he shouldn't have been able to make, he did make them, right? So I'm not saying this is just, oh, you know, Blue Jay's just a lucky hack or whatever, right? It's not what I'm saying. No. But it did get given to him.
Blue Jay is a lucky hack, but it's not because of this.
Yeah. That wasn't the deciding thing. It was something that was enabled from how the Radiant played. Is where I'm getting to. The response has just been, I don't know, it's like they don't even realize.
Hold on, that's fine. Damage though. The Necro's a bit far up. Puck's dead.
That was a good play by Puck, but he just didn't have the network to make that play.
Yeah, it's a good play by Puck. If only he wasn't poorer than the Dire supports. And that's kind of also to what I'm saying is like he hasn't been farming. He has 70 last hits. He has 70 last hits. That's less than half of what Big Boy LaCroix has. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's 27 minutes. The game's over. Like, he hasn't had time to farm.
Like, it's not like I'm asking him to come out 6-slotted. It's like, okay, we're looking at, like, the DK lane didn't go great. He only really had a game because he had big rotations, and after those rotations, he was a core hit in the worst game. He still has over twice that amount of last hits. Goodbye, Clockwork. There's nothing to even analyze at the gameplay at this point. It's just complete stuff. Why do you hate Ginger so?
Just one for the...
Tallballz calls the G's are going home. 27 minutes, nice short one. I guess I've been kind of meandering around the point, so I think I should just sum this up in a nice, concise way when we're looking at the post game. And it really just comes down to this. I think this is panic. I think this is really what it was. This game was just panic by the Radiant. Because here's the thing at the end of the day, and it's funny because we were kind of talking about
I'm
this.
not sure what...
Nobody gets to hear me right now.
Do you mean by
Dota is
panic?
loading.
From my perspective, it looks like... right.
Fine. Come back.
There we go. But as I was saying, I think this was panic from the Radiant. I think that's really what it kind of turned into. And it's funny because we were talking, at the top of the game, you cannot choke out the map anymore in Dota 2. It doesn't really matter how much a team is losing. There is always some safe gold. There is always somewhere to go. There's always at least a bit of space, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But the Radiant was playing like that wasn't the case. The Radiant was really playing like they expected the possibility the game was going to close at like 15 minutes. It's when I said that the puck isn't farming, I don't mean that in the way that, oh, he's like fighting and like farming when he should just be hitting creeps or whatever. I mean, he has 71 last hits, Windrunner has 52. Right? He has less than 20 more last hits than his pause 4. And I understand that's a guy who hits lanes. Centaur Warrunner is a hero who was like barely hitting creeps at all, right? After lane phase ended, this guy was pretty much just running around hitting people. He still has over double the amount of last hits Puck does. Puck was like completely not hitting creeps. This guy was like not even imagining taking the opportunity. That might just be the fact that for the most part Tallballz has been, at most a 3-player, but usually a support player for the last like 3 years since that 2 puck season. He hasn't played core much. So that might be part of it. But you put that in combination with the fact that like Big Boy LaCroix gets his blade mail and he tries to make these big early game plays when not only are those big early game plays like visibly not going to pan out, there's not really a need, there's not really a want. Like, you have the Lie Stealer who is showing up constantly for fights. Keep in mind that the Lie Stealer has been farming this game, right? Like, Lie Stealer, eventually he did stop trying to show up for fights for a long time, and he did just start hitting creeps. But even doing that, compared to the Necro, who didn't get his Radiance that much sooner, who had basically ignored creeps in general after the early part of the game, he's still down last hits compared to that guy, because he was just trying so many times early game to show up to fights. Didn't go as badly for him as it did for Big Boy. He's 1-3 instead of 1-6, but like, the strategy for this game, for possibly Gay Dragonet, I think, especially after lane phase, after the way that lane phase shook out, should have been that they play the defensive, that they play the long game, that they go to, like Dusty was saying last game, they say, okay, let's make this like a 50-minute game, right? Let's try to defend uphill, because even with a lot of push, it's a hard team to uphill against unless you take a very big advantage or get a lot of casual picks, right? Try to only go for the unfair pickoffs, and you got a team that enables that with the puck, with the clockwork. You definitely can have a situation, I think, where you just like find the Warlock or Ogre on the back line, you snipe him, you eat him, and then you leave. And that's like almost the only kills they got as well, was just on the Warlock, right? The support line does have more deaths than the rest of the team combined, but like not many still,
I don't know. I think
7.
Like, I think the Lifestealer, like, you kind of get rolled in lanes, which sucks. And the Lifestealer needs, if the puck can't do it, like deal damage. Yeah, what was the net worth at like 7 minutes?
Yeah, at 7 minutes he wasn't even down a grand compared to the Centaur, and that was the only person in the game that was like ahead of him at all. Even the Necro was only a couple hundred gold up for him at that point.
I think you just need to go like you need to go the corrosion in lane and build like build to fight as the life stealer, because otherwise like you're just in this position where the Necro has a faster radiance than you, does more AoE damage than you, has a spell that means that you can't hit him, and you don't have any way of stopping him. Like, he doesn't have any way of stopping you really, except he has Scythe. Well, that doesn't piss BKB anymore. But like, you've kind of just been outscaled by this guy, and I don't know. You need to build the nullifier instead.
No, I don't think you win that way. I think you guarantee your loss that way, because I think if you fight early as a life stealer, you're just guaranteeing the loss. My question is this: why are we letting this team doesn't really have that great of initiate? You have the Centaur Warrunner only, and his ult is pretty much countered. Like, why are we letting this Necro fight people? It wasn't like the Necro getting these crazy, amazing drops on guys. It was like, you know, like the time Lifestealer just walked into the lane, right? It's like, you know, the Necro is just this big old dude who just waddles in the middle of a field, and then everyone on the Radiant says, "Get him!" and they jump on him. That's what's really happening for the most part this game. Never works out for them, but that's what they're doing. I think that's the key issue. It's like, you don't need to fight early. You don't, like, use period on the Radiant. Your best guy to do that, your Axe, he can't. It's a terrible Axe game. So trying to fight early with a terrible Axe game is already, you're just down. The Puck is, like, down and out. Just have Puck get, like, the more dangerous farm, because, like, how are they going to kill Puck if he's just using his abilities to get out, right? They have,
maybe you can go some, like, Mjolnir on the Lifestealer then.
Yeah.
And you play to scale that way.
They don't...
I see what you mean. Like, it's kind of, you just dodge this fight, but they run down lane so well. Like, they've got Bloodlust, DK, and a Necro, and a Centaur, and a Warlock.
I'll just say it like this. They run down lanes very well. One thing they do not do very well when it comes to running down lanes is, it doesn't matter if you've got the Bloodlust DK, if Puck just, like, cuts the wave, and they can't stop that from happening, nor can they catch her killer very easily, you know what I mean? Like, their actual tower hitting powers doesn't really matter when this team, like, even if it's not the Puck, you can have Windrunner cut the wave, while Puck goes and gets some, like, easier farm to help catch herself up, right? Like,
really all of these heroes can do it, yeah.
Yeah. Like, they shouldn't, like, when I was talking about earlier, like, these guys are not going to be able to push at 15 minutes. The reason is not because they're not going to be able to take out the towers. It's because they're not going to be able to, like, defend the creeps to actually get to the towers. Not early. Not without picks, or not without a very massive advantage. Like, not without the ability to just throw somebody out there to just chase somebody off the wave. Which they didn't really have. Even as much of an advantage as they did have. I don't know. That's what I think. Should have just played this more defensively, avoided the fights more. I think it's really hard to lose if you do that. But I think they just saw that they were down and said, we got to do something about this, and just, like, doomed themselves in that process.
Scroll. On the scoreboard, scroll. Yeah. Yep, there we go.
Yeah.
Damage issue.
Yep.
you just got damage diffed. Sorry, gang.
Yeah. I mean,
that's
just
like your supports did.
It's like, pop quiz. Why did you get damage diffed by a team with a Centaur Warrunner on it? You know what I mean?
Well, there's a lot of damage.
I guess comparatively to, you know, he does more damage than, like, the
Warlock against these heroes as well, especially like the Wind. Like, if the Wind does the most damage on the Radiant, and the Centaur tanks the most damage on the Dire, then like,
I mean,
in fairness, I think a lot of the Wind damage is coming from insta kills, just doing, like, ridiculous damage on this chart right now.
True.
Either way, we could beat this game to death, but if you want to, I think we've elaborated on it enough. This is probably the exact cast Heroin did not want when he requested this. This has just been a lot of, like, analyzing what went wrong in this can't miss game for Tallballz, I think.
Yeah, sorry, Heroin. You guys played really well, and Blue Jay ran away with these ones.
Oh no, nice. I did bring it up earlier, and I do want to mention that taking advantage of a weakness. I mean, let's just say it like this: there has never been a military campaign in history where even the most dominative, like, winning side did not make a mistake. There has never been a TI where the team that won did not make a mistake. Being able to identify when when the enemies are blundering and taking advantage of that is a big skill, and this team did a very good job of it. I think really essentially the DK got sacked here. Law got sacked here to basically be another mid to try and build more around Blue Jay to try and do this early game pressure lineup, and, like, that was the right call. That was identifying a weakness of this lineup and taking advantage of it. No need to watch the next series. Boring games. Sad. Too bad. Like, they were willing to sack Luz game, and that was the correct action. Necro is in, like, a terrible game in a vacuum, but it's a very good hero against these kind of uncoordinated teams. They really fed into it. And he identified that they were feeding into it and played around them feeding into it, built around them feeding into it, right? Like the Radiance is
It was a
crazy
good
greedy.
LD2L hero.
If Tallballz is responding in the appropriate way, like the Radiant is a massive misplay. Like, yeah, sure, you're gonna get a bunch of money in the lane phase, but like there was definitely a reality where once they acknowledged that this problem was happening, if they responded to it with the correct way, with perhaps some rotations to mid, because it's not a hero that's great at getting away, not with all this magic damage on the team, if they didn't give him so many rotations top, if they were calling that perhaps a little bit better, then
I think
there's definitely a world
I
where he
think
gets a
really
lot of money, has a lot of success in lane, gets half of a Radiance, and then just has to hit creeps for another 10 minutes to finish it off, and just like misses a large part of his powers. But you know what I mean?
Like you can't let the best player on like quote unquote Blue Jay is not, but the quote unquote best player on the enemy team just sit and hit creeps in the mid lane, and then sit and hit heroes in the mid lane, and then sit and hit the tower in the mid lane. Like, you're just gonna lose the game.
And then go to top and sit and hit hero. You get 2 double kills at top.
Yeah, like he just walks top whenever he feels like it, gets a double kill,
Yep.
and then just runs down mid. Like, you're just gonna lose the game if you let somebody do that.
Yeah, what can he do? And they did, correctly identify it. They did play well into it. It seemed like they kind of like when they realized what was happening, they acknowledged it. They went on to it, and even though this is like I think a very big draft deficit, it did win the game for them in the end, and that's very good for them. But I do think this, like I said, this was something that was kind of enabled by the Tallballz team, which is why I was going so into it, because I think it's something you can recover from this, right? Like, this is just an issue of that strategic layer. Every battle, you have 3 layers. You have individual combat, you have tactics, you have strategy, right? Individual combat, that's going to be like literally your mechanical execution. Tactics is going to be like, what happens in the course of a team fight? How do we actually execute a team fight? What should we do right now as like a unit? That's your tactical layer. Strategic layer is going to be like, who wins the long game? Who is the VIPs in a fight that we need to watch out for? What are like major team-based items we can build? And that strategic layer, that's where the issue is right now, right? It's just the Dota IQ. It feels like it's missing. It's very good. It's very good players on the Lifestealer, on the Axe, on the Windrunner, and while I would blush if I said Tallballz was a great player, I would never say he's a bad player. He can definitely do a good job on a good day. We've seen Power do well on this Clockwork last season, so they're not hopeless by any stretch of the imagination. I don't think they have to weigh you down. I think they definitely can have good games. They're not bad. Like, you have something to go for here. You just have to sit down at the start of that game and say, okay, we're the late game team. We want to play for 50. We want to aim for that. We want to dodge the fights. It didn't feel like we had those discussions on the Tallballz team in this game, and it feels like that's the X factor they were missing. Anything more to add to that?
Yeah, like, I like their draft. I'd like to rescind my comment about the Dyer's draft being bad, actually, because I quite like it now in retrospect after seeing it be executed. Because I think, but no, like, it won because it was well executed.
Yeah.
Right. It does. Well, it does quite a few different things, but it does one thing really well, which is Death Ball.
Yeah, it was a good ball draft.
And they won their lanes and they deathballed. And
I mean,
like,
I
it doesn't look good.
I don't want to say something mean, like
draft,
they have no ability to actually start the death ball, and they were only allowed to death ball because Radiant people just kept running into their faces over and over. But
well, I mean,
I think they could have always waited for that.
That is
time.
how death ball drafts work. Like, you do kind of have to just force fights.
Yeah,
and they did get punished for it a couple of times.
Well, they didn't force fights. The Radiant forced fights, is what I'm saying. The Radiant consistently forced fights, and that was the Radiant blunder. Either way, we could beat this game well to death, but we got 2 more games to do, and I'd like to do them before I go to sleep tonight, so apologies if you had something more to say. If you or somebody you know wanted to learn Dota 2 to casual or more competitive level, go to LD2L.gg today to sign up. It's too late to get into this season, but it's not too late to stand in. Plenty of stand-ins needed. This is the only series this week that didn't have at least one, I believe. There is somehow in-houses are happening right now. Things a lot dusty. There is queues popping everywhere you look. All kinds of fun to have. Super duper ultra shout out to the subscribers. Again, remember, if you're a subscriber, you never watch an ad. So shout outs to those guys. Literally could not do it without them. Sorry about the ads again. Like I said, this season, rough financial spot. If it wasn't for the subs, I literally couldn't do it. So shout outs to you guys. Literally make it possible. And we will see you next time for the Brion and Charlie Wang gangs, which are coming up right now on Twitch.